Hello everyone, this is Debbie and I am back today with a tutorial. I have had several requests to show how I make my roses, and I have used the Spellbinders Rose Creations. It is number S5050, and this comes with 6 different sizes of the rose petals and then 3 different sizes of leaves. And what I do, and these are the die cuts right here, and I have numbered them from the largest to the smallest, starting with 1 for the largest. And with that, I have created a pattern on how to make each of the roses, like up above, in the different sizes and how many number of petals I do need, or clusters of petals that I need for that. And I will post down below. I have a little template here, and this is what I use when I create my roses. I have the extra large. The extra large rose is 2.5 inches. Approximately, and then we have 2 inches. We go down to about 1.5, 1 1/4, 1 inch, and 3/4 of an inch. But anyway, this is how I decide how many clusters of petals I need. And like I said, I will post that down below. Now, to create these roses, you will need to get, this is an old mouse pad. It's really foamy, so make sure that you get a really foamy type. You will also need, these are Sculpting Tools. They are stylus. They come in 3 different sizes in one pack. I use all 3 of these for my roses. I use the large stylus for the 2 largest, and then I go from this. I use this for all of them. And then this I would use for leaves, or to put any kind of dimension into your pieces, like maybe the leaves and that, if you would like to do that. I have also, with my roses that I have up above, I have used the Victorian, what is that? Victorian Velvet. This is a Tim Holtz Distress ink. I love this one. It starts out really light, and then I've added this to the edges of the roses to give it some extra color and dimension. This will be the first of many, it's going to be called Let's Make Flowers tutorials. I'm going to be using all kinds of different materials to make flowers. Because sometimes I find that it's really, really difficult to find the color of pre-made roses or flowers that go with my projects. And this way you basically can create about any color that you really, really like. So anyway, let's go ahead and I'll show you how I do that. First of all, like I said, I have my little mat here, and then I have the die cuts from the Rose Creations. Now I am placing that down onto my mat, and then I am using the medium stylus for this particular flower. I am making this one right here. So pressing down, you just go in a circular motion all the way down all of your petals and bring it then to the center. Keep doing that until you have all of your petals to where they curl up like so. You'll have that nice little dimension on the inside. Keep that up with all of the pieces for your roses, and this particular one does use 5 pieces. These are some that are pre-made right here. Wanted to get a little organized, so I had, for that one, I have 2 larger, 2 mediums, and then 1 small one. And like I said, I'll have those dimensions down below for that one. I also take my rose petal cluster, and I do put some distress ink. Like this one, I really like the pretty Victorian Velvet for this one. I love that soft rose look, and I do this. This is also something that really, you should do this before you curl it. I just got a little excited to get started here. So you do all of the petals, and that gives you that really nice color on the tip of that. So then once you have put the embossing, you know, embossed your inside of your rose like this, take a bone folder and then just on the corners, you will take it like so with your, oops, maybe get back on screen, like so with your paper in between, and then you'll just curl it. And then over here on this side, go ahead and do that to all of the petals on the on your whole entire rose, with the exception of the center, and I will show you how to do that. Now as you're doing this, as you can see, it flattens out a little bit. You can just get your petals and curl them up like so and give you that nice curvature for your rose petals. Now on the very center, like I told you, is a little different. This is my center. You are tucking these in, so you're just kind of overlapping. So that goes in, and all of the petals go in like so. When you get them all together like this, you are going to crunch it together and kind of roll it a little bit in your hands like so. And then I always like to just give it a little pinch on the bottom to give you a little flat edge, and that's what you're going to have. So then I take all of my pieces, here are my pieces, and what I like to do then is, as I go along, put them up here a little bit closer so you can see. Here I like to have one that's more flat, one that's closed a little bit more, and then I'll have one that's closed even a little bit more, and then we're getting the flower more close as we get to the center. So this is what you will have. Oop, that little guy wants to roll around everywhere. So anyway, that's what you have. So what I do then is I love to use the 3-in-1. You guys use whatever you want, but I feel that this really sticks well and it dries really, really quickly. So I take my second petal, clusters of petals, and then I put my glue on there. I take this one. Now this is extremely important when you're putting your pieces together. Make sure that they are offset. So I have this petal is going to be going in front of two petals together like so. And this is almost kind of like watching grass grow, but it's kind of important. Make sure that you hold that in place until you feel as though it is stable enough. And with the hole here, you have glue that goes through and it allows you to kind of hold that on the tip of your finger. I go ahead and I take my next petal. I do the same thing. Okay, and then this one goes down like so. And again, we are offsetting our petals and hold that in place. Sometimes you do have to turn them and until you get it to where they are offset. You don't want them nesting. If they nest, it's really not a pretty flower. You want them to be really offset and really show that dimension in there. If they nest, you won't have your dimension. Go ahead and grab your next petal, put that on, and then, oops, and then again, you will be nesting that and hold that in place. Now we're getting close to the end, so you really want to make sure your flower is not going to fall apart. So we are holding it and holding it some more. It's looking pretty good. And there you go. Now we're ready for our center. Now the center is not so important as far as the nesting and that, but you know, I do try to kind of keep it to where it is a little off center. So there we go. And there's the flower. Okay, really, really quick. These flowers go together so fast. Now, when you get to this point, what you can do is, as you see the flowers up here, I have created centers for all of these flowers. I'm gonna go ahead and set my flower down there, let it dry while I show you this. You can use flat back pearls to put in your center. I've done that on this particular flower right here. It's probably a little hard to see, but anyway, there's a little flat back pearl in there. You can also use rhinestones, and here I have a little rhinestone here, though that one I used in this flower right here, pretty little crystal rhinestone in there. So you can use that. Also, I have used micro beads. I love these micro beads. They are so pretty. This one is called Champagne, and I do get it. It's a Recollections. I get it from Michael's. And then in the middle, I will put as well some Stamens. These I get in the cake decorating area, and they're from Wilton. They come with 3 different types here. This one is a really pretty sparkly tip. There's a little bit of glitter on the tip, and then these are the pearls, like these right here. And then these down here, they're kind of large. They are like this, and I like using those in my larger flowers sometimes. And yeah, so I think, and then recently I posted a Twas the Night Before Christmas mini album, and in the middle of my poinsettias, I did use these. I put glue on them, and then I rolled them in gold glitter, and it gave me that nice gold centers to those. So anyway, that's what I do with that. Now, I do believe that my flower is probably dry enough to show you how I did do those in the center. I use a little box lid, just the little jewelry box lid. I like it because your micro beads will fall in there. And then I put in the center, all thumbs here, in the center I'll put some quick drying tacky glue. Put a little bit more in there, maybe like so. I use the Elaine's quick dry tacky glue. And then I take my micro beads and I dump those right in there. You can really dump them in there, but you do have the box that you can use for your micro beads to fall into. Then I get my tweezers, grab my flower, and I dump it out. And there you go. You have a beautiful center there. Then, like I said, I also use the little stamens, and these can be a little tricky. They like to kind of move wherever they want to go. But I grab one, I cut it to where it's really, really small. You probably can't even see it because it's so small. And then that I just put right into the center of my flower. And then you can kind of move it around to how you want it to be if you want it sticking kind of straight up. But anyway, there you go. And you can put as many of those in there as you want to. I have in my large flower, I think I have, 6 of them in there and then 5. But anyway, you put whatever looks good to you with those. And that is how I make my Rose Creations roses from Spellbinders. Love this. Love, love, love this die cut. So nice. And as well, I tell you, I have also created these darling little butterflies right here with that same die cut. And on the blue one, I have just used cardstock paper. I just used cardstock on that. And then on the purple one, what I used was vellum. And it's so pretty and soft. And then I just stained that with, again, Distress ink. And I did use a Dusty Concord on that. But what you do for that is that you will have your rose cluster like this. It's kind of hard to see. It's vellum. It's kind of see-through here. So there it is. And then I go and I cut off one of the petals. You kind of have to play with it to see what looks good to you. And then I go ahead and cut that off. And then, like I said, I go ahead and I stain that all over with the Distress ink. And then you can take this piece, I'm going to move that out of the way here, put my little piece down here, and then you can get your smallest stylus, the small one, and you could go in here and you can add veins and kind of go around and just make it kind of really cool and sweet. I don't know, you probably can't see that, but if you see it in person, you really can tell the dimension there. So you would do that to your butterfly, and I do make 2 layers. I've made 2 layers on my pieces here. I have, this is a piece that I just embossed. The one below, I didn't do anything to that. I just left it like so. And then what you would do is you would nest those in the center. You put these together, you nest them in the center, glue them together after you have put little stamens for the antennas. I use these cute little ones here. I just got one and pinched it together like so. I pinched it together, and that is that is what I've used for my antennas on there. And then I just add a little bit of boa feathers and some little flat back pearls. And there you go. Now you have some darling little butterflies to add to your pages and scrapbooks and other fun projects. So anyway, guys, that is my Rose Creations project for you guys this week. And I will be having another project coming up very soon. So subscribe to my channel and you'll be getting all my whole entire series sent to you when I get those done, as well as my other projects. I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Happy scrapping. Bye-bye.